rather than cutting and dicing into, is my title good? Should I think about the product description? Let's take a step back.
What we do when we're looking at new clients or if we're scouting out examples on Amazon is we use this to look at Amazon pages and rate them. So we look at story, benefits, features, brand, and customer satisfaction. And we look at this from the copy, so the bullet points to the descriptions, and we use it as well for the images. So you've got the main product images, the A+ content, and any infographics that sort of go in between. So the story is pretty much like the origin of your brand and how it appears on the page. Does it have a sense of like a beginning, middle, and end? Are you telling people right at the beginning that when the product's finished with, you put it in the bin? No, you start at the beginning with, this is what the product's about, this is what we're about, and you go through it like that. You've also got to try and put across what your USP is over the competitor. That's still part of your story. But also, like, in terms of the story, like, does your Amazon story completely look like your website story? And there are going to be things that don't translate across those, but does your fundamental part of your product and your brand that you have on your website come across in your Amazon listings? Benefits are pretty much the positive impact that your product gives the customer. So are you showing the emotional benefits of your products, all the technical components? What will the customer get out of buying your product? What will they get after buying your product that they didn't have before? And fundamentally, are those benefits attainable and achievable?
That sounds all very abstract. Can you give us an example of what a benefit might be? What is a benefit and why might that be different to a feature?
The features are the thing that the product has, and the benefits are what you get from that. So say if you have an umbrella, features are it has a handle, you've got the little hook. But the benefit of having the hook is, oh, you can hold it really well. And then you have features. So they're kind of like the technical aspects. Have you explained how it works in your copy? Have you highlighted that in the images? And how do the features differ from your competitors? So you always want to keep an eye out on even if you've got the same features and benefits as your competitors, have you mentioned it and highlighted it in your copy and in your images? And then we have brand. So does each part of your listing feel like your brand? Does it feel like your social media content? Does it feel like your website content? Is that voice still consistent throughout? Are you using the same logo and the same sort of colors and branding that you would? Is there a consistency just across the actual listing itself? Are you using capital letters where you've been using your brand name? Have you been using images with the same sort of color? Have you got some images in black and white or some of them in a weird grayscale? Everything needs to have this consistency throughout. Can you see multiple products in your range in your listing? So say if you have a range of popcorn, do you have an image of maybe a few other parts of the range to sort of interest people? You could have that in the A+ content or the images. Finally, we have customer satisfaction. So this is anything on the page that future customers can see that you've done to satisfy your current or previous customers. Have you responded to your reviews from your customers, whether they're positive or negative? Have you taken measures to react proactively to negative reviews? So are you regularly updating your listings in terms of what previous negative reviews have been? And are your items running low on stock, or are you just constantly out of stock? Because all of these sort of things will say to a customer, this isn't a listing that I want to buy from. This isn't a seller I want to buy from either. We rate every listing we look at when we're optimizing. We use this and we rate out of 10.
And we're encouraging everyone on the webinar today to do the same. Go back to one of your pages, think about it. Take a step back, ask your grandma, ask somebody else, ask one of your employees that hasn't looked at it recently, and give yourself a metric.
You think about whether you put your benefits and features across. Have you really showcased your brand? And does it really reflect as much as you can the best parts of your business, the best parts of your product?